What's up, Trash Talkers? This is Trash Talk Fantasy League, where bros talk the most trash and deliver fantasy gold. Welcome back to the Get to Know the Roster. Today, we're taking a look at the Green Bay Packers, and they have been bringing the heat to the frozen tundra this offseason. From Love's big money arm to in Matt LaFleur's pass happy offense to Josh Jacobs dealing with a lot of off the field drama. The roster is full of fantasy fireworks and potential landmines. So buckle up as we take a look at the Green Bay Packers' brand new roster to help you navigate all the way to your fantasy championship. All right, fellas. So we got to start right where it matters the most, the QB room, like we always do. So this is obviously pretty locked in. Everybody knows who the starter's going to be. They just locked him up for another 4-year deal, 220, I'm sorry, $1 million extension. Jordan Love, you know, I think he's a little underrated, honestly. I think he is an amazing quarterback to pick up real late in the draft for really cheap, to have a backup. And this is a guy that could easily be in a top 10. Last year, if you look at a lot of his efficiency statistics, he is way up there. I think it was like number 8 in QB, his like passer rating. He was number 3 QBR. His interceptions were tied for third, I think, or eighth. I don't know. He was up there, very efficient quarterback. Um, and if you take a look at what they were doing in the offseason this year, it looks like Matt LaFleur is really trying to invest long term in the passing game. So, so yeah, this could be easily Love's biggest year. He could surprise a lot of people. A lot of people think he's definitely not a top 10 QB. I'm not saying this just as a fanboy. I think he really could surprise a lot of people. Let me throw up a graphic here. So yeah, Jordan Love, he's definitely the number one guy in this team, but we lost the Packers lost a big one. They got rid of Malik Willis. I wouldn't say get rid of him. Trust me, I bet they fought hard to keep Malik in the team. What a heck of a backup to have. I think he's going to have a heck of a season over at the Dolphins. So yeah, they Matt had or the front office decided they needed a good backup QB, and I think they got a good one. He's got a lot of experience in Tyrod Taylor. He's been in the league 16 years. I think this is the 16th year now. Um, so he's been around the league quite a bit. He's started before. I think it's a great pickup for a second for your QB2. Yeah, pretty much wraps up the QB room. Some of the big news, well, not the biggest news, honestly, but some of the had a lot of hype around during the offseason is the wide receivers. Um, Christian Watson, he made a heck of a splash with that 4-year extension. And I know a lot of people are going to talk trash about was he worth it, I saw a graphic, a meme one day where it was like, how many wide receivers that didn't get their 1,000 yards before they had $100 million uh, contract done? And yeah, the list of guys that hadn't was one. Not sure if that list was all accurate or not, but it was disheartening a little bit. But you know what? At the end of the day, what I told myself is like, you got to trust the Packers. Like, they're not a bad team. They obviously know what they're doing. They're always in contention to at least make the playoffs. I know we can't. They don't do much after the playoffs, but at least they're making it there. So they know what they're doing. They see something in Christian Watson that a lot of us don't. I really do believe that, and he has amazing potential. The speed, the height, the work ethic. So I think that's why he got the payday that he did. Um, Now he better go out there and earn it. Go out there and earn it. Show us he can be a wide receiver one. Um, then Jaden Reed, he also got an extension this year. He's a great, reliable wide receiver too, slot receiver guy. Um, he had a decent year last year. Pretty good flex player. Really, all these Packer wide receivers for the long for a while now. You know, you never really. It's definitely not somebody you're gonna get like in your first couple rounds because they're not gonna be a consistent wide receiver one week in and week out. Um, but also at the same time, you got to look at the new roster. You know, this is not the same roster. They got rid of guys like Romeo Dobbs, Dontavian Wicks. Those two had a lot of touches. And so now you're dividing those touches up to three of their main guys. I mean, these are guys that they have a lot of faith in. They put I think what their Packers are doing is trying to get to build consistency and chemistry. You look at Love, Watson, Reed, and now Golden, and then Kraft. These guys are going to be playing together for a long time. And so I think they are due to surprise a lot of people. And then a big potential, like somebody that could be a sleeper of the year because he's probably going to go pretty late in drafts, Matthew Golden. Like this guy could be a Devonte Adams type. He could all of a sudden steal the show and get a second year leap and be the number one. Now, I don't I mean I've studied Jordan Love for a little bit. I don't think he's the type of QB to really throw to one guy. That's what kind of makes picking up a Packers wide receiver a little bit harder. Is why they go later in the round because he's going to spread the ball around. Jordan Love loves throwing the ball around. And I think Matt LaFleur likes it too. He likes being able to confuse defenses and them not knowing where we're going to go with it. So, yeah, take a look at Matthew Golden for a sleeper pick of the year. I do believe there is potential for that. Um, so, moving on in the receiving room, you got Tucker Kraft. He's definitely going to be the numero uno when it comes to the Packers tight ends. You also have Luke Musgrave in there, but Kraft's going to be the go-to guy for sure. Last season, he looked phenomenal before he tore his ACL. Um, Through the offseason, he's been recovering very well. It looks like he will most likely be available for week one, but definitely pay attention to it. Um, I don't know. Maybe that'll help Kraft get a little bit further down in the draft and him to be a little bit cheaper for a lot of guys. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up our receiving core. Uh Big news, big news. I know exactly what's going on with Josh Jacobs. I wish I did cuz that was scary. When that news broke that we've all heard about it when what was it, the domestic dispute. Oh, that will just make for a bad day. Like the season ain't even started yet, and I'm already getting stressed out. Holy Jesus. So, so far, there hasn't been any solid news. I do like notice, or one thing you really got to think about is like official charges never even got dropped. So, what evidence did the attorneys see where they decided not to go ahead and book him? Um, Oh, and not to go ahead and pursue charges and still. So we'll see. I don't think anything's going to be done with it this season. So I'm feeling pretty confident. Um, if not, you know, Chris Brooks is going to be in line for a lot more work. He did re-sign a 2-year, $4.8 million deal this offseason. He's pretty much the primary change of pace guy, third, fourth down kind of guy. And I curious to see what Marshawn Lloyd does. I believe this is his third year out of USC. Um, he hasn't had a healthy season, hasn't played hardly at all from us for the Packers. So yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what he does this year. Maybe he could stay healthy. Maybe he could get some touches and show that he deserves to be in the league because I'm sure his rookie contract's almost up. So yeah, just in closing, the offense should be pretty explosive this year. Matt LaFleur, he likes to utilize his weapons. He likes to spread around the ball. Defenses don't quite really know what we're doing. They're very 50-50. So they should have a pretty decent offense, I think, this year again. And then they've invested long term in their weapons. And so I think that's gonna really start showing down the road. You're going to see a lot more consistency, a lot more trust, a lot more chemistry, and that can really go a long way for a team. Um, yeah, so they have the players to do big plays. Like I said, Christian Watson, you got um, Josh Jacobs, and Jordan Love. He can easily be a league winner and be a very underrated, you know, be able to get him late in the drafts. So yeah, fantasy outlook. Love, he has potential to be a QB1, top 10 QB, I do believe, and definitely somebody needs to have him on their team as a backup. I mean, he just has too much upside potential. Jacobs, he's a good RB2. I expect him to go second, third round in most leagues. Watson has the potential, if he can stay healthy and prove that he's worth his contract, to be a wide receiver one. That would be a surprise of the year. Reed, you also got a great flex wide receiver 3. And Kraft, once he's healthy, he's going to be an easy tight end 1. And then who knows? Matthew Golden. Could he be the deepest sleeper of the year? So they got some weapons on their team. We'll see. We'll see how the year goes. Alrighty, y'all. That wraps up the Green Bay Packers. I appreciate y'all watching. Subscribe for us. We also got our X account if you want to check that out, and our TikTok. Go follow us on TTFL Podcast. Subscribe YouTube at Trash Talk Fantasy League. And you can follow us on X at TTFL Podcast. Subscribe, everybody. I appreciate everybody watching. We see y'all next time.